How are you feeling right now? Is your default answer that I'm fine, even when you're clearly not? Or do you hold it all together all day, but are sensitive and reactive to even the smallest triggers? Or maybe anxiety, insomnia, numbness feel like they come out of nowhere? Then this might be for you, and I'm telling you, you are not alone. Most of us have never actually been taught how to feel our feelings. And if that's even okay, we've learned to fix them, push them down, hide them, perform over the top of them, and then wonder why we still feel stuck, burnt out, reactive, disconnected, or even sick. So today we're going to be diving into why feeling your feelings is not a weakness, it's not an indulgence, but actually one of the most powerful skills you can learn for, everything. Your mental health, your sleep, your relationships, performance, your sense of self. Then we'll walk through a simple and doable process that you can start today. And by the way, I'm Daniel. I'm a health and heart coach, helping people for the past 8 years build healthier and happier lives. I've been through my own $180,000 debilitating journey with my health. And what was amazing is that working with holistic and emotional and psychological themes were the cornerstone to me actually getting healthy. So let's dive in. Let's start with some honesty. Avoiding your feelings made sense at some point. Maybe growing up, big emotions weren't safe. Maybe we were told to stop crying, calm down, don't be so sensitive, toughen up. Maybe no one modeled what it looks like to be angry or sad in a healthy way. So your system did something smart. It learned to cope by not feeling. And avoiding these feelings can look like staying constantly busy, so you never have to slow down and notice how you're actually doing. Or over focusing on other people's needs so you don't have to face your own. Also numbing out with social media, food, TV, alcohol, work, or endless self-improvement content. Avoiding your feelings is not a character defect. It's a protective strategy. And the problem is that over time, that protection becomes a cage. The same habits that helped you survive can start blocking you from becoming healthier and happier. Here's the thing, feelings that you don't feel, they don't disappear, they reroute. Unfelt emotions will often show up in a few ways. Maybe most commonly in your body, chronic tension, tight chest, clenched jaw, headaches, gut issues, fatigue, or illness. You can see it in your mood, irritability, anxiety, depression, apathy, numbness. And it can definitely show up at night, racing thoughts and anxiety when you finally slow down or have difficulty falling or staying asleep because your system never got the chance to process the day. See, the nervous system, it runs on a cycle. Stress and activation is meant to be followed by completion and settling. So when we're constantly pushing these feelings down, the cycle never completes and your body stays in a kind of unfinished business mode, which is either hyper alert and braced or shut down and disconnected. And that's why people who hold it together all day often collapse, maybe rage or break down at some point, and they think, where did this come from? But it came from backlog of weeks, months, or years in the making of not feeling. So what does it actually mean to feel your feelings? Feeling is allowing, letting an emotion move through your body in real time instead of locking it in or overriding. And it doesn't mean acting on every feeling or believing every story your mind tells you. It means letting your body have an honest response. When you practice this, a few powerful things will start to shift. Your body will begin to learn, I can experience this wave and survive it, which gradually lowers the hyperarousal, the stress, the overthinking, and all that. When you know what you feel, you know what you're okay with and what you're not. That clarity makes it easy to say then yes or no in a way that actually honors you. And a big thing is that you'll have better access to true needs and intuition. So underneath feelings are needs: comfort, rest, support, space, truth. When you feel the emotion, you can see what it points to and make an accurate choice from that honest place, because you are now being honest with your whole body's experience and not just overriding it with the mind. Feeling your feelings is not just amplifying drama. It's about digesting the emotional experience so it doesn't sit undigested in the body, leaking out as symptoms, self-sabotage, or chronic stress. So if you're thinking, okay, but how do I actually do this? It's not that easy. Well, great. Let's talk through a simple 3-step process. And you can try this with me right now if that feels good, or use this as a daily practice. Number 1 is creating space. If it's safe to do so, feel free to try it now. We are simply creating the space for us to check in. And I know what a novel concept that is, but seriously, it's the most important and tends to be the most challenging for folks. So get comfy, maybe place a hand in the chest and the belly, and ask yourself, what am I feeling? And if you don't know, that's okay. Start with the body. Is there tightness anywhere? Heaviness? Fluttering? Numbness? Is your breath shallow or deep? Do you feel more activated or more shut down? You don't have to analyze it. Just notice. Give yourself time to be with these sensations and then come back to, what am I feeling? Next, give your feelings a simple name, even if it's just your best guess. So it might sound like, I feel anxious, I feel sad, I feel angry, I feel ashamed, I feel disconnected or alone. Then add a short validation. It's okay to be feeling this way. My emotions are welcome. Of course I feel anxious. There's a lot on my plate. Or maybe, no wonder I feel shut down. I've been holding on to so much for so long. This isn't about making the feeling bigger. It's about telling your body that I see you. This makes sense. I'm here with you and no longer turning away anymore. That alone can reduce the extra layer of shame and self-judgment that often keeps us stuck. So the third step is, instead of immediately distracting or fixing or taking yourself out of it, I want you to stay with that feeling for a short window. And you take a slow inhale and an extended exhale. And while you breathe, keep gentle attention on the body, on the area most connected to the feeling, the tight chest, maybe the heavy stomach, the lump in the throat. You're not forcing anything to change. You're just letting that part of you know, I am here with you in this moment. Try this for 3 to 5 breaths. You might notice that the sensation shifts, slightly loosens, moves, maybe even intensifies or softens, or it might feel the same. In either way, you've done something important. You've stayed present instead of abandoning yourself. And think about the message that sends to your body. I'm on your team. I got you. Now, some optional extras, if it feels supportive, is journaling, right? Just a few sentences starting with, I feel. What I'm afraid of is. It's just another way for us to see ourselves and process what's going on in our bodies. And remember, even just a couple minutes of this honest contact with your emotion is meaningful. You don't have to dive into the deepest wound every time. When it comes to feeling our feelings, there tend to be 2 big fears that show up. The first one is, if I start feeling, it'll never stop. It can feel like there's a massive backlog waiting, and that if you open this door, it will swallow you. But what tends to happen is that the emotions move in waves. When you give them safe space, slowly, in doses that you can handle, they rise, crest, and fall. And what keeps them stuck and overwhelming is years of pushing them away or letting them out in our explosions. So remember that you're allowed to go at your own pace. You can feel for just 5 minutes and then shift into something grounding. You're in charge of the dial. And that second fear that I hear most often is, my feelings will make me weak or out of control. And in reality, the constant avoiding or suppressing of the feeling is what leads to people being out of control, reacting, snapping, shutting down, or that self-sabotage. So learning to actually be with those feelings actually increases your capacity. It gives you more choice in how you respond, more understanding in what you need, and more ability to stay connected to yourself and others, even when things are hard. So here's the core truth. Feeling your feelings is how the nervous system completes the stress cycle. It integrates what happens to you and frees up energy for the life you actually want. It's not about being emotional all the time. It's about being honest with yourself, so your body doesn't have to carry everything alone in the dark. And if this resonates with you, give that practice a try and let me know how it goes. And if you want more support, please subscribe and check out the description below for my latest offerings. You don't have to be afraid of your feelings, and they're not here to punish you. They're a guide for you to come back to yourself, and I promise there's so much freedom on the other side of them. Take care.